So, we are going to see how to create a connected app in Salesforce and then allow an external application to integrate or interact with Salesforce. We will go to setup page of our Salesforce organization and we will search for connected app. We'll search for manage app. App manager. Okay, app manager, not manage app manager. We will search for app manager in our instance. We will click on new connected app. Okay, we'll fill in the required fields. Let's call it connected app demo or connected app demo. App name, email address, let's say rajendra.kumar@gmail.com. Contact phone is not mandatory. We will call it enable OAuth setting. We have to select it. Then we will provide a callback URL. We need to remember this callback URL is going to be used in our request to Salesforce from outside system. So for the time being, I am giving it as a https www.salesforce.com, and then we have to select OAuth scope, as in what all activities we are going to allow to an external system to perform in Salesforce. So right now I am selecting access and manage data, provide access to your data via the web, and full access, and perform request on your behalf at any time, request token, offline access. Then I will just save the record. It will take 2 to 10 minutes for changes to take effect on the server. So by the time it takes effect, let us click on this manage button and see what is available over there. Okay, or even before that, let us copy this consumer key, because we are going to need this later on. Consumer key or client ID, this is going to be this, and then we have to click on consumer secret and we have to copy this as well. All right, now let us go to manage, click on manage and see everything is fine there or not. Okay, so what we have here is, it says here permitted users. A user may self-authorize, enable IP restrictions, enforce IP restrictions, request token is valid until revoked. So what we are going to do, we are going to make some changes over here. We are going to click on edit policies, and then right now we are going to change the value of IP relaxation. We are going to select relax IP restrictions. If we select enforce IP restrictions, what it does, it allows that request to be flowed in only from pre-authorized or predefined IP addresses only. Okay, and it says permitted users. The default value is all users may self-authorize. We have two options available here. one option is all users may self-authorize, another option is admin approved users are pre-authorized. So what does it mean is, for instance, let us see, if I choose a value as admin users may approved users are pre-authorized, and if I save it here, and just to test it out, let's see, we select enforce IP restrictions as well, and if I save the record, okay, and if I go back to app manager, and if I open the application I just created, which was connected app demo, I have to click on this arrow and I have to select view. If I just scroll down, or rather if I just click on edit button, scroll down, there is no changes over here, it still remains same. So it does not have any impact on the application which got created, but as a result of this, if I click on manage button and I scroll down now, I can see these two tabs got visible now, and this tab trusted IP range for OAuth web server flow. So this came up because I selected here as enforce IP restriction. So in my setup login policy, if I provide any trusted IP, then those IP addresses will come here automatically, which means is that if there is any login restrictions on the basis of IP only, and if we select here as enforce IP restrictions, only requests coming only from those IP addresses will be accepted in Salesforce. Now because we selected here as admin approved users are pre-authorized in as a value of permitted user, these two tab came up. What it means is that if I click on this manage profile, and if I select any profile over here, any profile, so whichever user has this profile, only that user can access this application, this connected application. Same holds true for permission set. If I add any permission set in this tab, then the user who is associated with that particular permission set, only that user is allowed to make a request and get a positive or authorized response from Salesforce. But because we don't want that, so let us click on edit policies once again, and then we'll make it once again all users may self-authorize, and make it relax IP restrictions once again, and save the record. Now if you scroll down, you can see that manage profile and manage permission set tabs are disappeared. So now by this time our app would have been active and in effect. So let us see if we can access it or not, or whether we get any response from it or not. So what we are going to do is we are going to hit a URL to see if we get any response from Salesforce or not. So our URL is going to be in this format: login.salesforce.com/authorize slash auth2 slash authorize slash question mark client ID equal to the client ID which we selected, which you copied from there, question mark, response underscore type is equal to token, question mark, redirect underscore URI is equal to. Now this is, we need to provide that URI or callback URL which we've given to our connected app, which was www.salesforce.com, https www.salesforce.com. It has to be exact same, www.salesforce.com. Now what I need to do is, I need to copy this URL and try to hit it in my browser. Okay, so there is something wrong in this URL. I missed out something. Let me see. Alright, so it has to be services/OS2. Let me open this once again. Now I get unsupported response type not supported. So I need to type response underscore type is equal to token question mark client ID is equal to this, and so let us try once again. Maybe that application is not yet active. Okay, so now it took some time for application to be active. Now we can see that on clicking on this URL, it is asking for authorization, whether Salesforce should allow access to this client ID, as in to this connected app or not. If we click on, and it asks here, do you want to allow access for this user? Now why this user is coming? One second, let me do that once again for you. If I just, it is asking because one of my instances is already open. So if I log out from my existing instance and if I hit this request once again, so it will first ask me to log in with the user, and once I click on login, then it will ask me for authorization. Okay, so if I click on allow button, it will you can see it took me to salesforce.com, which was my callback URL. Along with it appended access token. If I copy this URL and just see here, okay, so it says www.salesforce.com, which is my callback URL in connected app. Then it came up here, it says access token till here, and then it says instance URL. Now this instance URL is instance of my Salesforce in which I have created that connected app. Then it says issued at this is my signature, and authorization scope is API web using data changes using web, and full access, and token type is bearer. So if you receive this response, which means your connected app is well set up and allowing access, from external system to the user. Now the next step would be to use this access token to make a request for data creation or querying for data. So to do that, we have to post that request along with access type as bearer and with space, and put it access token which you received just now, and the request should be type of post, it should not be get. So this is, we create connected app here. Now the next step would be actually creating a web page or creating a request and send it to the Salesforce for record creation or querying or for whatever function we want to achieve. Like and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from Salesforce Bliss.